Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Dakini Sapadavara Padyam Praticha Hum Sva Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavara Pushpe Praticha Hum Sva. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavara Aloke Praticha Hum Sva. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavara Tupe Praticha Hum Sva. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavara Navidye Praticha Om Sva. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavara Gande Praticha Om Sva. Om Mahagurudeva Dakini Sapadavara Puja Praticha Om Sva. Namaste and welcome to Tridevi Chamunda Mandir in Denver, Colorado. This is Yamajit. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Tonight I'll be sharing with you one of two versions of the 5 Dakini Mandala meditation. This is the full meditation with all 5 deities. Tonight's is based on the practice in this little booklet, the Mandala of the 5 Wisdom Dakinis. This is published by Tara Mandala in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Before we begin, I'd like to start out with a couple of announcements. So this coming Friday at 7 p.m., I'll be doing our monthly Yoga Nidra meditation. I just finished writing it today, and we'll be honoring the 4th of the Dasha Mahavidyas, the 10 great wisdom goddesses, Bhuvaneshwari, in our meditation that evening. And this will be a special meditation for the healing of body and mind. And then next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, I'll be sharing another complete 5 Dakini Mandala meditation. So again, welcome, namaste to Kim, to CM, and anybody else who's tuning in at this time. And if you'd like, please say hello using the chat function on the bottom of your screen. Pardon me. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable seated position where you can sit with a straight back so your breath is full. And more importantly, to start out our meditation so that you can look with a relaxed gaze upon your screen. I want to say something about some of the imagery. So each of the 5 Dakinis are going to be called upon in this meditation. And you, this is a form of deity yoga, you will actually assume the form of all 5 of the Dakinis. So just to give a little background vocabulary, one word you're going to hear is the Katvanga, or the skull staff, which contains on the top a freshly severed head, a head in decomposition, and then just a dried skull. And the Dakini holds this in the crook of her arm, and this actually represents her male consort. So the Shiva to her Shakti. Another object that the Dakinis will be holding is the Kapala, or skull bowl. I'm using this particular one as a water pot for our ceremony. And then the third implement is sometimes called a kartika, but another name for it is a triguk. And triguk is the word you're going to be hearing in tonight's meditation. So this flaying blade or sky burial blade, this represents the cutting away of ego-related attachments. The Kapala itself represents the transformation of consciousness. So again, find that comfortable position. Make any adjustments or micro adjustments so you can be as comfortable as possible for the next several minutes. Poor resolution. Yeah, it's unfortunately the best I can do. The temple room isn't available right now, so I'm having to kind of make do in the living room. So a clearer picture. I will be describing the picture in the mandala. So with open eyes, I invite you to the best of your ability to just look upon the mandala. And if that's difficult to focus on, you can just focus on the image of the full altar that's ahead of you. But breathe deeply. Let go of the concerns of things in the past, things in the future. And namaste, Elizabeth. Breathe deeply. Try to bring your awareness to the present moment, the here and the now. Namaste, Deborah. And as you breathe deeply, I invite you to search within yourself and just find one aspect of your life that's in need of healing or resolution or balance. Maybe something you need some insights in. The first thing that comes into your mind will be the best thing to work with. And then once you've identified that issue, just simply ask the divine mothers that you see in our Tanka image and just ask them for their assistance, the assistance that you need most at this time. And then I invite you to close your eyes, to breathe deeply, and just let the words of our meditation guide your consciousness to where it needs to be at this moment. So behind behind your closed eyes, try your best to use your imagination to visualize the mandala of the 5 Dakinis in front of you, and recognize it as the heart essence of all refuges. In the center is the white Buddha Dakini. Below her, or technically in front, is the blue Vajra Dakini. Then, to the left of the white Dakini is the green Karma Dakini. Above her, the red Padma Dakini. And on the other side, the yellow Ratna Dakini. So again, in the center, the white Buddha Dakini. Below is in front of her, the yellow Ratna Dakini, the blue Vajra Dakini. Then, turning clockwise, the yellow Ratna Dakini. Behind or above in the picture, the red Padma Dakini. And then on the other side, the green Karma Dakini. We take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha, the example, his teachings, and the companions of the path. I take refuge in the 3 roots, the Lama, the Yidam, and the Dakini. We take refuge in the 3 kayas of the true nature, the empty essence, Dharmakaya, the radiant nature, Sambhogakaya, and the compassionate manifestation, Manakaya. Knowing the heart essence of our beings, and that of all beings to be primordially awake and manifesting as ceaseless compassion, we cultivate the intention to the practice in order to single-handedly place all living beings, our parents, in the state of the 5 primordial wisdoms. Pay. And then just allow the image in your mind of the 5 Dakinis. Imagine them simply dissolving into a void of primordial purity. So now I invite you to imagine yourself standing in the center of this pure essence, this pure realm, this void of nothingness. And allow yourself to become the fierce, luminescent, white Buddha Dakini. She stands upon a sun disk on a white lotus, with her right leg raised and her left leg extended in the dancing posture, surrounded by blazing. She holds a wheel-ornamented triguk, the curved flaying blade, in her raised right hand. The skull cup of blood is held in her left hand at her heart, and the Katvanga skull staff, the symbol of her hidden consort, skillful meads and compassion, rests in the crook of her left arm. Her 3 eyes gaze into the wisdom and into the fathomless space. In her heart is the white seed syllable Vam on a sun disk, on a white lotus. She is embodied as the transformation of confusion into wisdom of the subtle body and the causal self. So now we're going to repeat the seed syllable Vam 3 times. So the first time, manifest yourself as the white Buddha Dakini. The second time, as this Dakini, send light out to the realm of the holiest of beings. And the third time, the primordial wisdom light returns now from the realm of holiness, and the Dakini is fully activated and empowered within you. So now I invite you to move slightly forward into the east and become the blue Vajradakini. Become the luminescent dark blue Vajradakini. She stands on a sun disk and on a blue lotus, with her right leg raised and her left leg extended in the dancing posture, surrounded by blazing wisdom flames. She holds the Vajra ornamented Triguk, the flaying blade, in her right hand. The skull cup of blood is held in her left hand. At her heart center, the Khatvanga skull staff, symbol of her hidden consort, skillful means and compassion, rests in the crook of her left arm. Her 3 eyes of wisdom gaze into fathomless space. In her heart is the blue seed syllable Ha. On a sun disk, on a blue lotus, she is the embodiment of the transformation of anger into mirror-like wisdom. So again, we're going to repeat the seed syllable Ha 3 times. The first time, I invite you to manifest yourself as blue Vajradakini. Ha. The second time, envision yourself as the Dakini, sending out light to the realms of holiness and wisdom. And the third time, the wisdom light returns from the realms of holiness and wisdom, and the Dakini within you is fully activated and empowered. I invite you now to envision yourself moving to the south, turning to your right, and becoming the yellow Ratna Dakini. Become the fierce, luminescent, golden, yellow Ratna Dakini. She stands on a sun disk, on a yellow lotus, with her right leg raised and her left leg extended in the dancing posture, surrounded by blazing wisdom flames. She holds a jewel-ornamented Triguk in her raised right hand. The skull cup of blood is held in her left hand at her heart. The Khatvanga staff, symbol of her hidden consort, skillful means and compassion, rests in the crook of her arm. Her 3 eyes of wisdom gaze into fathomless space. In her heart is the yellow seed syllable Ri. On a sun disk, on a yellow lotus, She is the embodiment of the transformation of pride into the wisdom. So again, we're going to tone the seed syllable re 3 times. So for the first time, again, manifest yourself as the yellow Ratna Dakini. Re. Out to the realm of holiness and wisdom. Re. And the third time, the primordial wisdom light returns wisdom, and the Dakini is fully activated. Lord. Re. I invite you now to move west by turning to your right again and become the red Padma Dakini. Become the fierce, luminescent red Padma Dakini. She stands on a disc on a red lotus with her right leg raised and her left leg extended in a dancing posture, surrounded by blazing wisdom flames. She holds a lotus-ornamented triguk, the curved blade, in her raised right hand. The skull cup of blood is held in her left hand at her heart level. The Katvanga staff, the symbol of her hidden consort's skillful means and rests in the crook of her left arm. She has 3 eyes of wisdom gazing into fathomless space. In her heart is the red syllable ni on a sun disk, on a red lotus. She is the embodiment of the transformation of craving into awareness, wisdom. So now we will tone the seed syllable ni 3 times. The first time we will manifest ourselves as red ni. The second time, as the Dakini, you send out light into the realm of holiness and wisdom. Ni. And the third time, that primordial light returns back from the realm of holiness, and the Dakini is fully activated and empowered within you. Ni. So now I invite you to envision yourself moving to the north again, to your right, and becoming the green Karma Dakini. Become the fierce, luminescent green Karma Dakini. She stands on the sun disk on a green lotus with her right leg raised and her left leg extended in a dancing posture, surrounded by blazing wisdom flames. She holds the sword ornamented trigo in her raised right hand. The skull cup of blood is held in her left hand at her heart. The Katvanga staff, symbol of means and compassion, rests in the crook of her lip, and her three eyes of wisdom gaze into fathomless space. At her heart is the green seed syllable Sa on a sun disk, on a green lotus. She is the embodiment of the transformation of envy into all-encompassing wisdom. So again, we're going to repeat the seed syllable, this time Sa, 3 times. The first time I invite you to manifest yourself as the green Karma Dakini. Sa. The second time is the Dakini. I invite you to send light outwards toward the realm of holiness and wisdom. Sa. And then, for the third time, the primordial wisdom light returns back into you, and the Dakini is fully activated and empowered within you. Sa. So I invite you now to envision yourself returning now to your original position, to the center, and take a moment and rest your mind in the vast and uncontrived awareness, deeply experiencing the actual embodiment of the mandala of the 5 dakinis, the luminous manifestation of the 5 primordial worlds. And here, just meditate quietly, listening to the seed bomb. Va. Va. We will now dissolve each Dakini of the retinue in order, starting with the blue Vajra Dakini. She dissolves into the red seed syllable Ha, which dissolves into blue light and then dissolves into Buddha Dakini. And feel the blue light moving inside yourself, the white Buddha Dakini. Now envision the yellow Ratna Dakini dissolving into her seed syllable Re. which dissolves into yellow light and then dissolves into the Buddha Dakini. And feel the yellow light moving inside yourself, the white Buddha Dakini. And now we shall dissolve the red Padma Dakini. She dissolves into her seed syllable, Ni, which dissolves into red light, which then dissolves into the Buddha Dakini. And you feel the red light moving inside of yourself, Buddha Dakini. Then we shall dissolve the green Karma Dakini. She dissolves into her seed syllable, Sa, dissolves into green light, and then dissolve the Dakini, and feel the green light moving inside of yourself, the white Buddha Dakini. And as Buddha Dakini, you feel a swirling rainbow of light revolving inside of you. And at the end, Buddha Dakini's body, full of swirling, radiant light. She then dissolves into her white seed syllable Vam, and her seed syllable then dissolves into emptiness. And now you have returned, center of the void. I invite you now to rest in the ensuing empty, radiant, unfabricated presence. Rest in a place of stillness and silence, and just let yourself fully integrate the practice that you have just done. Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma. May any merit gained through the practice of the mandala of the 5 Dakini swiftly bring all beings to and the 5 lights. All beings without exception be liberated. I invite you now to take a clearing breath, letting go of the meditation. Hear the sounds that surround you, including the sound of my. Feel the chair or the ground with you. Feel the clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air surrounding you. Slowly move your fingers and toes, your hands and arms. You make a little stretch and then bringing the palms of your hands together at your heart center. Take a moment to acknowledge that presence of the Divine Mother within yourself, knowing she's with you always. And take another deep breath and just gratitude to yourself for taking part in this practice. And let's pan the camera around. Namaste. Blessings always. Thank you so very much for joining me. And Jai Ma. Jai Ma. Jai Ma. And thank you so very much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that. And I look forward to you joining me on Friday for our Yoga Nidra practice. And as always, I advise you to spend some quiet time meditating a little bit before you resume the day's activities. And then just look for and honor those subtle changes that may happen in the days ahead.